I usually don't remember anything, but certain times, yeah, I do, and it just gives you a different kind of platform that you're like in this whole entire big hole, and you're this small person down there. You feel like that, or sometimes you just feel there's so much of flame in front of you that you can't see anything. But sometimes it just goes to the cliffs and you can see people, but you just can't. You're not in control of anything, of your words, of your movements and stuff. Absolutely not.
Every year, during a lunar cycle that falls at the cusp of January and February, Hindu worshippers from the Tamil community in Southeast Asia join together for the Thaipusam festival. Named after the 10th month Thai and a star, Pusam, this festival celebrates the vanquishing of an evil demon by the Hindu god Lord Murugan. In Malaysia, the biggest event is celebrated at Batu Caves, not far from Kuala Lumpur, and it attracts over 1.5 million people over 3 days.
It's one of the birthday for the Lord Murugan. He's a second son of the Lord Sivan. He's a happy person, he's a child type of person, so whatever devotees vow, he will done it. He will do for them.
The vow could be for anything from the health of a parent through to the mental acuity and luck to pass examinations or do well in business. In return for Murugan granting their wishes, devotees must commit to performing an act of penitence.
That's why they carry the pots, the milk pot, they take the big, like they call a kavadi, they will dance with the musical instrument, everything. So make the God happy.
About 10 years ago, I don't know, suddenly I had a corn in my left leg. Then I was suffering. So later, I took the small kavadi, the floater one. But that afternoon was very hot weather. Hot weather, the road is so hot. First time I was walking the road without my shoes and footwear. I suffered all the way, about more than 1.5 kilometers to the temple. Then suddenly I reached the temple. The temple there also is not a proper ground. It's all pebbles, small stones. Suffering, I tell you. I really cried. About a month ago, it just disappeared. Just disappeared. That's why, see, it's now, when I talk, it's already, so that's why I believe in God and also Lord Murugan. I believe in God and Lord Murugan.
Some devotional acts carry specific significance. Here, couples who have been blessed with a baby within 1 year of marriage prepare to carry the child in a bundle suspended from a sugarcane. A guru who is already in a trance and channeling bodyguard spirits blesses them before their journey. One of the most intense forms of penitence is the kavadi, a large ornate assembly in the form of an arch. Peacock feathers and statues of Murugan and other deities, such as Ganesh the elephant god, are frequent adornments of these heavy structures. Kavadis are normally owned by families and are shared by the male members. And when they're no longer required, they're rented out to other devotees. Another extreme form of penitence is a chariot, which is pulled by chains fixed through the skin of the back of the devotee by large hooks. On the night before the festival begins, devotees gather about a mile from Batu Caves to assemble their kavadis and prepare for their ordeal.
My first time experience. Wow, that was about 18 years ago. And I was so new to this, and you have to go through a lot of process of getting into the trance and spiritually and physically and mentally and all that. But it was a trip. It was very hard. It was we had to go to a lot of temples to get into that, to build up that power, to get into the trance. It was quite difficult. It didn't come at all only until the day of the event when in Thaipusam. That's when, out of the blue, it just...
After 2 weeks of fasting and prayers, the first step of preparation for many devotees is a full shave. The hair represents the first part of the sacrifice, and a clean-shaven head represents humility and atonement. Kishore is preparing to carry the kavadi for his third and final time. His uncles and father have done this before. His mother looks on anxiously as the kavadi is assembled. Kishore's wife also helps to assemble the kavadi. Kishore's family help him to don the sash or vesti that he will wear. It needs to be tightly wound and secured with a firm knot that cannot come undone during the walk. After that, another sash is wound around his waist. Another young devotee, Saktish, is mentally preparing himself for his own journey. His father makes prayers to Murugan before Saktish squeezes himself into the kavadi frame. And his relatives tighten the metalwork to secure him. Meanwhile, Kishore makes some final adjustments while his cousin Darman prepares the items for the next part of the ritual. The charcoal is lit so that the smoke will chase away evil spirits. Kanna, who is regarded as a spiritual guru within the community, illuminates the statue of the deity with flame to bring light to the god as a mark of respect. Kishore has now been securely fastened into his kavadi and waits patiently until Kanna finishes his blessing. Then he spins around to check the balance. Kavadi bearers perform ornate dances when they reach the temple gates, so the kavadi must be perfectly balanced so that it does not topple over. It can weigh over 40 kilos. Weighted bells are attached to Kishore's ankles before Kanna starts to hang small milk pots to his back, on hooks piercing the skin. Kishore endures patiently. His original vow 3 years ago was in the hope that he and his wife would have a child. The baby is now 18 months old. Saktish puffs on cigars made of betel leaf. The bitter smoke of the herb will make him slightly lightheaded, which makes it easier to start the trance required for the ritual. Instead of milk pots, Kanna hangs limes onto Saktish's back. The lime symbolizes protection by the deities, but it is also there to add weight and therefore pain. Once he reaches the temple and his kavadi is removed, Saktish will squeeze out the limes over a statue of Lord Murugan, but this moment is still several hours away. One of the final acts of assembling the kavadi is the insertion of the vel, or spear, through the cheeks, and often through the tongue of the devotee. The vel commemorates the spear which Murugan used to conquer the demon Surapadman. Another smaller vel is sometimes attached through the skin of the forehead.
It didn't last for long because it's still new, you got a lot of processes thing, but I actually felt a bit of the pain. But after my second and third year onwards, I was totally blacked out though.
Kishore's back is now fully covered in milk pots. His cheeks have been pierced and the veil placed through his forehead. Now starts the process of introducing the Thaipusam trance. The drums get louder and the entire crowd starts to chant. As Kishore dances, his cousin, Kanna's sister, exhorts him deeper and deeper into trance. Like her brother, Kanna, she is also regarded as a guru. She easily attains trance status and channels another spirit guardian, the Jadamuni. Kishore is now fully under and awaits his turn to start his trek to the top of the Batu Caves steps to the temple. Saktish's father also has limes hung from his back as moral support for his son. He will accompany him all the way, up the 272 steps to the final blessing. Now in his own trance, Saktish spins the kavadi once more, before being led out into the darkness as he embarks on his journey. In the last moments of darkness, Saktish still has another 3 hours to go.
சொல்லுங்க ஐயப்ப